Hello, I'm Dr. Charity Truong. I'm a clinical psychologist with Stress and Anxiety Services of New Jersey. A common just world belief is that if we just work hard enough, we'll be financially secure or get that raise that we feel we deserve, or the job that we so desperately think that we earned. Another is that if we're careful enough and follow all the rules, no harm will come to us. The problem with just world beliefs is that they're often a lie. Sometimes we work really hard and there is no raise or promotion. Sometimes no matter how hard we work, we wind up losing a business that we and our families invested ourselves in. For doctors and nurses, sometimes even when they do everything right, the patient dies. In fact, just world beliefs are so often wrong that we call this the just world myth. Many of us want the world to be a meritocracy. You get what you get because you earned it. This does happen sometimes, and it can even be predictable. Let's say when you were a kiddo, you study really hard for a spelling test and you get an A, or you didn't study because you chose to play video games all day and you fail. But in the bigger picture of our lives, this isn't always a reality. There is no universe handing out rewards and punishments based on how good or bad we are. Elderly people in nursing homes who died of COVID did not contract the illness because they were bad. And for many of us with strong just world beliefs, this is a hard reality with which to grapple. Why do we have just world beliefs? Well, they're embedded in nearly every aspect of our culture. The books and movies that we're exposed to from earliest childhood are full of just world myths. In every childhood movie that I recall, the good guy wins and the bad guy gets punished. If I have the belief that a good person always wins and a bad person is always punished, and let's say I believe this 95% of the time, how unhappy and frustrated would I feel right now? I might tell myself that I didn't do anything wrong and that I should be able to go do whatever I want, and that it's unfair, that that's not what's happening in the world right now. The truth is, all of this is unfair. And life has always been unfair, and right now this is more apparent for many of us. It's the expectation or the belief that it should be fair that makes us suffer and feel miserable. I'm not saying that we shouldn't fight for what we believe to be right. This is a wonderful thing to do when we can do it. Taking steps that are aligned with our values helps life to be meaningful and purposeful. And we can always take steps that are aligned with our values, even small steps now during the pandemic. How can we do this? Well, first of all, take a step back and noticing what your perspective is. Are you telling yourself that you can't tolerate the world the way that it is, or that it needs to go back to normal right now or sooner? Are you blaming yourself for someone else's death or illness even though you didn't intentionally cause it? Are you saying that you can't tolerate how unfair or unjust the world really is? If this is the case, you can always take a step towards something that matters to you. It doesn't have to be a big step. If you value nature, you can literally step outside. If you value your family, living or dead, you can think of a memory of being together with them. If you value your education, you can read and learn something new. If you value social justice, you can work on a letter writing campaign or support a candidate who aligns with your beliefs. Or you can reach out to those around you who may need more help right now. Another step is acceptance. This does not mean that you accept that you are at fault or guilty when you didn't intend to harm another person. It may mean acceptance of a choice that you made that led you to someone else or yourself becoming ill. It may mean acceptance of the fact that you did not have any good choices in the moment. Many of us are faced with situations that we never thought we would be faced with this year, with very limited choices. Blaming yourself in this situation leads to suffering. Acceptance may also mean just taking it in and acknowledging that the world is different right now and that we don't know exactly how long it will take to be the way that it was. If you feel that you may need additional help because you are suffering from PTSD, depression, or anxiety, there are treatments that work and can help you start to heal. For PTSD, treatments that work include prolonged exposure and cognitive processing therapy and written exposure. For depression, a number of treatments, including cognitive behavioral therapy, ACT, interpersonal therapy, behavioral activation, and other treatments can be beneficial. For anxiety, behavior therapies with exposure, ACT or CBT can help. For OCD, exposure and response prevention, or ACT, can be helpful. There's much more that you can also explore in terms of your perspective and finding psychological flexibility and moving toward acceptance. Thank you so much. It's been good to talk with you.